2, 1.
Hello! You were going to say hello then, weren't you?
I was going to
say
say
You're so used
hello.
to doing the
And
clap
hello.
and the hello. Welcome back to our delightful YouTube channel. I am the amazing Rachel Watts with the very own head of positivity,
Damn straight.
James Thomas Anderson,
Close enough.
and the chaos coordinator.
Oh, for God's sake. Welcome back, Leonard. Centre of attention. I'm sure you're very interested in the video that we're about to talk about.
I mean, this does come up in what we are
Actually, this
talking
is a very
about.
good segue.
So, yes. So we are here to talk about how to prepare for Zoom and team interviews, because it seems that nowadays a lot of interviews, especially first stage interviews, are taking place, over Zoom and Teams. So we're here to sort of tell you a bit about the do's and the don'ts, because you wouldn't believe the amount of don'ts that we have witnessed within our time.
I feel like the don'ts are really obvious ones, aren't they? But
you would think so.
But some of the do's are more things that you wouldn't really think about, and especially
preparing.
Yeah, if you haven't done a video interview that many times, things go wrong, and it is very different to doing it in person.
Yeah.
You've got to kind of act different and be prepared in a different way than you would for a face-to-face interviews.
Yeah.
First of all, which is the same for all interviews, you must research the company and the position
the
that
very
you're applying
top for any interview, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're not doing that, you really need more help than this video. So please,
so get in touch.
Yeah, get in touch. Candidate services. But yeah, really important, and on that one, you've got to know the stuff about the company, because they most likely will ask you something about them, or even if they don't, it's a great opportunity for you to kind of slide what you know into the conversation.
Yeah, sort of like blow their minds with the knowledge that you know, because
I know all about your company.
Yeah,
and you didn't even have to ask.
I'll tell you about your company. I don't want you to tell me. So that's definitely number one. Number two is find a quiet place. So a lot of people work from home, or I mean, I wouldn't like to think that people will be doing a Teams or a Zoom interview from their work, but you never know. Or so like sometimes they do them in the cars. So just sort of be aware of your surroundings. Make sure that, you know, any sort of gadgets or your techie bits are on do not disturb, just so that you don't have those disruptions throughout.
Yeah, just get rid of any distraction you think could happen. Like, we've just had Lennie.
Yeah.
Get your dog out the room, get your cat out the room.
Anything that could jump up onto your desk,
Yeah.
any form of animal.
Check your fire alarms. Check your...
I mean, if your fire alarm goes off and you're not expecting it, I'd probably just leave the meeting.
Yeah. Maybe give an excuse. Don't put toast in and then leave it. Don't do anything like that. It's really important to get rid of all of that stuff.
Yeah, just eliminate all your distractions, basically. If you've got, I don't know, like if you've got builders around, I mean,
there's a million things that could go wrong.
Where people have had builders in and they've had to sort of set themselves up in the bedroom, and maybe just make the person aware that is doing the interview that like, I'm really sorry, like I couldn't do it at any other time, but I do have builders in. Tell the builders maybe that you've got an interview. They can be a little bit quieter. You just don't know, you know, just make them aware. But also as well, just make sure you've got that eye contact.
Yeah, even through a screen. Don't be looking off elsewhere. It gives that impression that you're not kind of interested.
Exactly, and that you're getting distracted or your mind's wandering somewhere else. I mean, we're not saying just that, if we continue to do eye contact throughout this, it would, would give off wrong vibes, basically. So definitely just make sure that when they're talking, like, just you're engaging.
Yeah,
you're
listening.
Just
nod.
Yeah,
make
nod
sure
along.
they know you're listening.
Yeah, and if you have a question from something that they say, make a note of it. Have a nice little notepad just to make any notes that you need to, just so that you've got that reminder to go back to, you know, something if you need to.
And finally is a big do for me. Please have a text check.
Yes.
Your sound needs to be okay. You need to be able to hear them. Your microphone, all of this stuff can go wrong. And it's not a good start to a video interview when you have to mess about getting your audio sorted or your video sorted, or you've got terrible Wi-Fi, or anything could go wrong in the tech department. So maybe, I don't know, Teams your friend before to check that everything's okay, or something like that, because
Yeah, just do just literally a simple test. You can even just, if you're doing it on your laptop, make sure that your camera's working, make sure that your microphone's working. Same for if you're doing it on your phone as well, just making sure that literally everything's good to go, because as soon as you enter that lobby and you go in, that impression starts there. So it's definitely a big
it's all about
must.
making that great first impression.
Exactly.
That's all that it's about, really.
Yeah.
And a video interview is that one chance for you to shine. Normally we find they're quite short.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not too long, so you've really got to make the best impression that you possibly can.
So we will go on to the don'ts now.
Dear.
And these are don'ts because they have happened.
Yeah, personal experience. but I'd say all of these are personal experience from mine and Rachel's relatively short career in recruitment.
We've nearly a year.
And we've come across most of these things. So to start off, like any interview, again, please dress appropriately. No onesies, no dressing gowns. Put trousers on.
Tracksuits.
No tracksuits.
Yeah, don't be wearing them.
Just treat it like it's a proper interview.
Yeah,
put a
literally
shirt on,
yeah.
put something nice on. It'll take you an extra 10 minutes, and it just gives that, again, really good first impression.
That's it. It is that impression on the company that you're willing to, make that effort to, even for a Teams interview or, Zoom, whichever video one, that you're using. It's just showing that you've made that effort and that you are aware that, you are interviewing for a job. You're not just there for a little chit chat, which, some of them do turn out to be like little bits of chit chat. But please don't turn up in dressing gowns or onesies or,
We will be very disappointed in you. If you're one of my candidates and you turn up in a dressing gown, I'm going to be disappointed. I will send you this video so you can watch it.
As a reminder.
Another one is, obviously interviews are really stressful. It can be kind of like a bit of a daunting experience, but you've got to remember, just slow down, catch your breath. Don't kind of rush your answers or anything or mumble. Like we said before, tech is unbelievably unreliable, so you might not have the best connection. You might not be able to hear. So just make sure you really take the time to kind of, first of all, think about the question and don't rush that answer, because you will regret it if you just start blurting out the first things that comes into your head really quickly.
Well, that's it. And then because that would, like say, especially if you get a bit of a bad connection, you're constantly having to repeat yourself, even though you're maybe trying to rush through the interview as well. So it's just like, you just need to make sure that you've literally got your words in your head and you're ready to say them, which may sound really weird, but it's true, because you don't want to mumble. You don't want to give that impression that, you don't know what you're talking about, or they can't understand what you're saying.
And there's nothing wrong with taking a quick pause when they ask you a question and say, oh, that's a really interesting question, or that's a really good question, and just have a little think about it, because you want to give that best impression of yourself. It's not about kind of rushing towards your answer. So I think that's some really, really good advice. We've got some other funny ones on here which are making me laugh a little bit. We've had loads of ridiculous stuff, but one of them is eating food.
Yeah, turning up to a Teams or a video interview, eating a sandwich with a packet of crisps doesn't give off the best impression.
Yeah, very odd.
No matter how hungry
stuff.
you are.
I know, yeah. You think you could wait just a little bit.
Yeah.
And similar to some of the ones that we had on the do's as well, it's eliminating all that background noise. Anything that could annoy you is so important.
Literally.
Like I said as well about animals in another room. Oh, talking of animals.
Oh, here he is, back again. It's like he knows. It's like his cue.
You can see how much of a distraction that they are, even if they don't mean to.
They don't know that we're filming. They don't know that we're doing this.
But this is the sort of distraction that you get all the time.
Hi, Leonard. Come on then. There we go.
Welcome.
But yeah, so especially if you have multiple dogs as well, because we had someone in recently and they were saying that they were on a Zoom meeting and they had to say that there was someone at the door, like a delivery person, when actually the dogs were fighting in their bedroom, like in the office that they were in. So again, it is just eliminating those distractions.
We've also had one at Fresh where a woman had a baby.
Yes.
Yeah, she was holding a baby or had a baby in the same room. I know.
And then there was
childcare is a nightmare.
But 100%. And again, it's making people aware that, you know,
Yeah.
that there may be, you know, like, I'm really sorry I've got a baby, or
Don't
but there
just
was
turn
other
up.
noises in the background
Yeah,
as
don't
well.
just turn up with your baby and say, "Oh, I'm really sorry."
Yeah.
Let them know, and I'm sure
Or
they
we
can kind
can
of accommodate
rearrange.
it. Yeah, we can rearrange it. There's a million things we want to do.
Yeah, anything that we can do to help.
I think
Can't we,
the
Leonard?
main focus of the whole thing is it's all about making that best first impression. Like, you've got to get your first team's interview right, because if you don't do that, you'll be kind of very kind of letting yourself down.
100%. Yeah. But I think that is everything from us. So I think that is a wrap.